What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another video from the 10-7 MMA show. And this video is about my reaction to the main event of UFC 312. I was waiting all night for this fight. It literally just concluded, and I came downstairs to immediately make a video and make a reaction to this fight. Wow, what a fight. I know that the crowd was booing at times. I know some people texted me and weren't so enthralled by the performance of these two guys. I was blown away, especially by DDP. Absolutely blown away. One of the things I said on our Friday show was that I was leaning towards DDP, and I didn't think it was going to be this dominant, by the way, but I was leaning towards DDP because of the diversity of strikes in contrast with Sean Strickland's game, and I couldn't have been more right. I'm just pointing that out because I do not consider myself an amazing person or expert to call fights. Obviously, I rely on Justin more for that, as he is a professional fighter. He's had 78 fights. He knows the game inside and out. But this was my thought process, is that if you watch DDP in his recent fights, especially even his last fight, the way he mixes in strikes, mixes in takedowns, etc., it's just a very, very different game than Sean Strickland. And moreover, although I thought Sean Strickland had that speed and quickness and precision advantage, I mean, we basically saw a 1-2 on repeat, maybe some hooks thrown in here and there, and a teep. Now, DDP has a front kick, a teep as well, and you could just see the difference in the power between their two teeps. I mean, Strickland is almost doing it as a measuring kick or to keep some distance, keep some security between him and DDP, whereas DDP blasted Sean back multiple times with that teep. Now let's talk about the diversity of strikes. We have teeps, we have spinning elbows, spinning back fists, beautiful calf kicks, beautiful teeps to the thigh, which were amazing as well. And again, as I mentioned, body teeps. We had those head kicks. Many of those didn't land, but the thing is, they're often caught in the guard. But the difference between low kicks that can often be checked versus those high kicks, yeah, maybe you're blocking with the arms, but those still beat up the arms. So it was just this massive variation. And he did, I think, get one takedown. He shot another one, but Strickland immediately got up, and I don't believe that was counted. But the fact that that threat was there, I think it just made it was like Sean Strickland was playing whack-a-mole the whole time. He couldn't get a read on what was coming from where and so on. It was just so cool to see that variation. And again, I heard Michael Venom Page talk earlier this week, or maybe even yesterday, saying that just objectively, DDP's striking is not good. And how is he doing so well? And obviously, many people have said this, but I don't know how you can watch something like that and come away saying his striking is not good. It's powerful, it's quick. He can throw a lot of strikes with a lot of accuracy. I think maybe people are focusing on the footwork, which does look awkward. But again, I'm just so impressed and blown away by that performance. I thought for sure DDP was going to get the finish. I was texting with Justin, and he didn't think, he thought it was going to go decision. I guess he was right. But dude, when DDP broke Sean's nose, that was insane. And then on top of it, Sean reset his nose in between rounds. So I also want to say to Sean Strickland, what a gangster, what a true warrior that went out there and finished that fight and still gave it his all. You could tell he was rattled. Now, I've never had my nose broken, but I've heard that when it's first broken, your eyes water and you can't see properly. So I wonder if his eyes were watering so badly at the beginning that he literally was blinded momentarily. I'd love to hear an interview from him after the fact at some point to see what exactly was going on when he was backing up and almost didn't want to engage for some time. But that was just wild. And I will say this about DDP. His coaches had told him, be more patient. Don't rush in. Don't be overzealous and trying to get that knockout. And when Sean was badly hurt, I thought DDP did a great job of taking his time and not rushing in and not trying to go crazy. Maybe he could have gotten the finish if he did do that. Who knows? I have no idea. But I feel like in general, that was a very smart approach to figuring out the next game plan and what to do when Sean was really, really hurt. I think he almost got the finish. He landed some beautiful head kicks in round 5 as well. Just couldn't get it done. And I think that is not a dig on DDP by any means. That is just a testament to how tough Sean Strickland is. And we know he's tough. He spars constantly. He loves the game. He loves to train. He loves to fight. But I think at the end of the day, what we come away with is, man, DDP is amazing. He is good. He is unique. He has a massive arsenal. I mean, It kind of reminds me a little bit. I know people might laugh at this, but it kind of reminds me a little bit of John Jones with the diversity of strikes and the creativity and all of those different attacks thrown together. I just thought it was so impressive, and he barely even used his takedowns. You know, one of the things that the commentators were saying, by the way, maybe part of the reason why he didn't is because of Sean's tremendous grappling, takedown defense, jiu-jitsu, etc. So that could have been part of the puzzle. Don't want to take credit away from Sean, but one of the things that the commentators were saying is that if he did engage in grappling after the nose was broken, that would have been very uncomfortable for Sean. And so he could have done that perhaps even more and had even more success at that point once the nose was already broken, putting him in uncomfortable positions, pushing up against the nose. Maybe that could have been a great game plan. Anyways, my point is he didn't do that. Instead, relied pretty much exclusively on striking. Actually, basically, let's say exclusively on striking for the entirety of the fight and completely outstruck Sean Strickland. He just had no answer. And I'm blown away. I loved it. I don't know why the crowd was booing. I'd love to know in the comments what if you guys didn't enjoy the fight, why. I don't get it. I thought it was awesome. Now, the rest of the card was not something that I was so excited about. And a lot of that is just simply name value. When I don't feel a connection and know a lot of the fighters intimately, like the one, you know, for example, Sean Strickland, DDP, where I've seen countless interviews, I'm sure that takes away from it. So the fact that I like these fighters both so much definitely added a level of excitement for me. But I don't see how you couldn't watch DDP's striking and not be impressed, not be blown away, not be on the edge of your seat. Is he going to get the knockout? Is he going to get the finish? What's going to happen? He put it all out there. And by the way, his cardio looked great. There's moments in the fight where you start to think DDP looks exhausted, just sort of the way he moves around the octagon. And you're thinking, is he getting winded? But he's not. He's having fun. He's smiling. He's engaging with the crowd. I thought he gave a great speech at the end. He did call out Alex Pereira, maybe just because he was in the corner and he thought it'd be fun. I don't know where Khamzat Chimaev was. He was supposed to be there. I thought he was going to come into the cage. I was so excited. I thought he was going to come into the cage and they were going to square off. And maybe I turned the TV off too soon. Maybe it did happen. I don't think it did. I half wonder if they didn't do that because the beef has gotten so real between him and Strickland and maybe they didn't want to brawl. I don't know. But I don't think Khamzat was there because the cameras didn't go to him. Anyways, I'm still holding out hope. Khamzat Vs DDP next has to be my favorite fighter's got to come into the mix. And as much as I like DDP in that fight, I got to go one way and one way only. I got to root for Khamzat. But anyways, let's not focus on that. We got to give due credit to DDP. Dricus Du Plessis, amazing, in my opinion, amazing. I thought it was incredible. Loved the fight. Would love to hear your thoughts. Let me know what you guys think. But let's go DDP, just crushing it. They showed all these records that he's achieved tonight. One of the longest win streaks in middleweight history. It's so crazy. It's so crazy for this to be happening to somebody who so many people completely look past. Everybody was predicting Robert Whittaker would smoke him, and then he beats him, and then he beats Strickland, and then he beats Israel Adesanya, and then he beats Strickland again. I mean, and beyond all this great resume prior to that, it's wild. It's wild. I had a great time watching that main event. Let me know what you guys think. Yeah, that's it. Thank you guys so much for joining, and we will see you in the next video. Take it easy.